Peace, 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 everyone. It's your guy Rashawn, aka Looker. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the Space Invaders TV channel here on YouTube. To all my returning subscribers, I want to say welcome back to you guys and thank you. Thank you for all the emails and encouragement, and just thanking me for speaking up. Which, you don't have to thank me. You know, it's about the children. But the way you can thank me is just participating. One thing before I go on, I just created a page, Student Lives Matter on change.org. So if you want to support me and trying to get Sharon Contreras out of here, I've created a page on change.org. So you go to change.org and you'll see it here. Let me get it in here for you guys. You can see it. Student Lives Matter. All right, if you can't see it, it's Student Lives Matter, change.org. Just go to the page and you can punch up. You can browse it, and when you go there and you support that page, then you go ahead and you share it out with other friends and get your friends. So, like I know it's some people that want to be anonymous and don't want to, because you may work in the school system. I get it. But at some point, we're talking about these children here, and you guys, if you inside the education system, I respect your job, I respect your position, especially I really gotta tip my hat always to the teachers, and I always feel that the teachers should be paid, the same way as entertainers can be paid these millions of dollars. I always feel why teachers can't be paid that, because at some point it was an educator behind the entertainer or the athlete. Even you have sports and you think about coaches making astronomical numbers, from college to the pros. These coaches, they're making astronomical numbers, and you thinking like, yeah, they're a line, they're a form of an educator as well. But you figure like, wow, we could pay coaches that they can get hundreds of thousands of dollars. But a teacher, so, my hat always goes off to the educators, teachers, man, because you guys, that's one heck of a job trying to mold the mind, and capturing the attention, especially of the very young children, But once again, this is Space Invaders TV. Welcome to you all. Make sure you go to change.org and support. Get the word out. I've tagged the governor in it, the Secretary of Education. There's different people. I mean, and if you got I want to say got. I know I got teachers on here. No, I have teachers on here. They probably got. They don't like. But if you have connections to other folks, and they may be part of your social media sites, share that with them. Share the page with them. We have to get the word out. It's not about we can't keep talking. But what I do want to say is we 7 days away from school starting. Haven't heard anything from Sharon Contreras and the board members about, when is school gonna okay, let's go here. We don't even know, do anybody know who their child's teacher is gonna be? We got 7 days, not counting the weekends, counting business days. We have 7 days to school starts. Okay, who's the child teacher? Will there be any parent-teacher open house? Will the child get to meet? I mean, even if it's virtually. Okay, the only thing I've seen on Guilford County's website, they got a video up, and they're just talking about the basics. School starting, to wear masks, we're following the mask mandate and all of this. And it's like, stop patronizing the people. Okay? Let us know what we really need to know. Stop giving us the okay, we know the school's going to start back. So just stop giving us that. What are the other things that we need, the most important things that we need to know? We learned about, okay, we're going to do the math. You learned about the bell. You told about the bell schedule and things of that nature. Okay, what's next? Okay, is school even going to start back? It's just so many things. So right now, I'm not going to beat around the bush today. And I did have a question: were the parents even going to be allowed in the building? But I did see the little 2-minute video on the Guilford County Schools website. I did see that no outsiders, nobody will be allowed in the buildings. So that was a question I had that I was going to pose, but that question got answered on there. So I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? I mean, so are we gonna have a parent-teacher open house? Got 7 days. When is this gonna happen? The Friday before school. But I mean, when are we gonna know? It's just so many unanswered questions, and they just sit there quietly, and it's like, hey, you guys wanted to start school, right? What? I mean, isn't there some things we need to know? I mean, I don't know about some of you parents or whatever, or maybe if there's any educators, any teachers watching right now. We don't really know what was the outcome, what was the scores, the test scores, how did your child really fare last school year? Just we know the No Child Left Behind thing, but you still want to know how your child fared last year. How did they do? Because many of us parents are involved in our child's education, and we like to kind of stay up with them and help the teacher to educate our child, because it's not only the teacher's job. It takes a team. Okay, and I'm a parent that does understand that you can't just drop your child off to the school and then however they catch the bus back home, or however the situation is set up. You can't expect your child to just go to school and come back home and everything is left up to the teacher. You have to participate as a parent and motivate your child and be involved. That helps the child out. That helps the whole process out of education, of educating. And I understand that. And it kind of makes the teacher's job a little harder. I mean, a little easier. I'm sorry. And it also helps to be in communication, with the teacher, so you can always be on the same page when it's concerning your child, so you can understand, like, hey, if your child is lacking in this subject here, how we can better fix this and help your child along. What programs we may need to look into. Maybe it's something on the internet we can look into and see, because today, YouTube is a lot of help today, when talking about education, because there's a lot of things you can find on there, whereas teachers, they're breaking down certain topics concerning education for whatever grade your child in. So that always helps as well too, but there may be other things, there are other websites and things that teachers have access to, and your child may know about, that they can direct you to. So it takes a team, and I'm a parent. I'm one parent, and I know there are many other parents that are like that, and that's why I'm so passionate, and that's why I am so up on this Sharon Contreras, and I smell BS when I see BS. I call it out. and I'm just calling it out. And I've been sitting back and I've been watching. But as I said, I speak about so many things on this channel. I've talked about a lot of national topics and things, and I knew I wanted to come back to this. I wanted to come and speak about the school system here, Guilford County school system, but you know, I was getting pulled and doing other things. So now I'm on it, and I'm just like, okay, what's the deal? And like I said before, I'm gonna stay on them until I see some change, because it's all about plot, plan, and strategize. You educating the students. You are the people that are appointed board members. You're a superintendent. You guys are here for these children. We can't just stand by idle and let these folks just continue to do what they do, you know, and think they're gonna get away with it and think that they could just stay quiet and then someone's just gonna go away. No, it's not gonna happen like that. If that's what you expect, Miss Sharon Contreras and board members, then maybe you guys you really do need to step down for real and let people that generally care and generally want to do what's right and in the best interest of these children. And it's okay if you don't know certain things. Everybody is not perfect, but at least come out and say something. Now, I'm not giving you no way out, Miss Contreras, not at all. I'm not giving you no exit road out at all, you know, because there's a lot of money on the table, $254 million on the table. What are you doing with it still? Have you even started any process on anything? Because we know last year you didn't. But I've talked about that already. We're not going to go back. But right now, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put it out there, because like I said before, when it comes to what really gets at me the most is that we have somebody like, she's a Latino and African American heritage, and you're there. They brought you there on the premises. They brought you here to Guilford County on the premises of that, and thinking it was some type of breakthrough. Yeah, for that. But what about what needs to be done? When are we getting some breakthrough on that? When are we getting some headlines on something really great things that's going on, that's happening? Not just the great things that one per se school may be doing, how their teachers at one school or two schools may be, you know, advancing and pushing their children along. We talking about what are the people who are at the top of this pyramid in this county. What are you doing to help the rest of the educators and the students? What are you doing? What are you doing? Because you asking for money, you're just asking for money. That has nothing, it's not benefiting the children unless you're doing something with it. And that's just plain and simple. And today I'm coming and I'm here to just not even pull any punches. Today, right now, what I'm saying, when we got our own people in there, and we talk so much about what white America does to black America. But we, as black Americans, African Americans, we do a lot to ourselves. We get ourselves, we'll advance ourselves, we'll advance our careers, we'll do well, we'll be upstanding citizens, we'll get in positions that would oversee other African Americans where we can lead them down better paths. And what most of us do, we get in there and we just get in there and help ourselves out. And that's what I'm watching, and that's what I'm paying attention to. And I'm sitting back and I'm like this. And I'm like, okay. So we got 90% African Americans sitting on the board. We got a mixed Afro-Latina sitting as the superintendent. What are you doing? What are you doing? And we continue to talk about black excellence. What the freak are you doing? That's all I'm saying. And if it's a problem, tell the people, tell the parents, tell the community what the problem is. If there's some type of some major bump in the road that's stopping you guys from really doing it, why haven't you been said anything about that? Why is everybody, the board, the superintendent, you hired a superintendent that's not doing nothing, and you guys are sitting back like this is okay? We're 7 days out from school and haven't heard anything of any significance. I'm trying to still figure out why are we even still arguing about masks? Why is that even still a thing to talk about? Like, why is that even an argument? When it's especially compared when we talking about these children in school, like who said COVID was gone? You know what I'm saying? So why is that even an argument? If they're gonna wear masks, that should be it. It shouldn't even be a conversation. You should want your child to be safe. We talking about safety, period, all the way around the board. The security of the schools and the children, and while they in school being secured physically. So mass is not part of that in this time. But so I guess maybe that's why there's no real uproar anyway about the security in these schools, because if most of these adults don't even freaking care about covering their face up during the COVID, then I guess you wouldn't care if a child was able to just freely walk in one of the schools in Guilford County and just shoot up the whole school, huh? I guess you wouldn't really care if you don't care about wearing freaking masks and the safety of that. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's why these people are able to continue to get away with what they're getting away with, because we have folks and they know that there are folks, well, they think majority of the parents and everything don't care. You know, but that's why I continue to talk, and I'm going to continue to talk, and I'm continue to do what I got to do. Once again, like I said earlier on, if you want to support and you really want to push this initiative of getting Sharon Contreras out of here, try everything we could try. You know what I'm saying? Try, and try again. If it don't work, it don't work. But at least one thing I can say, each one teach one, as I did reach out and try to tell the people, the masses. And I didn't just sit here. I'm trying different things. I want to put together a march, a peaceful march, and through the city of, you know what I'm saying, and for these students. But if I don't feel that I'm getting the support, if I don't feel that enough people, I get the emails, I get different things, but if I'm not, if nobody's really like trying to tap in and really do anything, then, you know, but I feel like spiritually I've been put here to speak, to talk about this situation and shine light on it. You know, I'm not fearing nothing because I'm speaking on behalf of these children, and there's nothing behind it. I care not to even run for the board. I'd rather just shine light and continue to shine light on what needs to be done and what should be done and how they should be treating the parents and not disrespecting the parents. You know, respect these students, you know, and just do your job and do what's right. You got hired to do a job, and that was to service these children and service the children in this community. That's what your job is. We all have a job. We if you don't want to do the job, then why are you doing it? You know, don't waste people's time. Don't stop. You just keeping the seat hot. Let somebody else, because there's always somebody else out here. There's somebody else out here that's willing to take and sit in your seat and do what's right. You know, and it don't always take somebody with a resume full of education. It could just be somebody just well educated on their community and really are passionate about what they need to do within their community. You know, and not sitting here patronizing the people and manipulating and running a dictatorship as Sharon Contreras is run. You know, what I'm seeing is a lot of people, you know, the old ways. You see, as I said before, COVID has really, the people, you know, some people when they just so focused on doing, stuck in their ways, what they don't understand is If you ain't willing to change course with certain things, what they don't understand is COVID was a wake-up call. COVID was a wake-up call because the way the world was being ran before, and I've said this so many times, it cannot run that way anymore. It cannot run the way it was run. People keep fighting with the forces, the force of nature. You fighting the forces of nature. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. It's time to do the right thing. You can't continue to manipulate people and continue to keep playing these games. You have to step up. So what I'm saying in our polls right now is I'm asking that the sorority that Sharon Contreras is a part of here. What's this sorority here? The Deltas. Right now, what I'm asking is the Deltas, the Sigma Deltas, step up. Step up right now. If y'all for education, if y'all about the education, step up right now. Link Inc., that Sharon Contreras is a part of, based out of DC, a bunch of prominent folks, wealthy folks, is a group of bunch of wealthy, prominent people. Step up. Do y'all know that she's not doing her job here? I don't know who's in charge of anything, like who's the charge of the sorority for the Deltas. Like I don't know anything about the fraternities, sororities. I don't know who's ever at the top, who everyone has to come speak to, who passes down rules or whatever. I don't know who it is. I don't know how it's ran. But all I'm saying is, if you're a Delta, somebody, especially if you're in this education system, somebody need to pull a coat, man. I mean, somebody has to pull a coat. I mean, if we talking, one thing I have understood and have heard a lot of is fraternities and sororities are big on the education and all for the education, pro-education. So all I'm saying is, if you see this sister, Sharon Contreras, not doing her job, and see that there's flaws there, but everyone makes mistakes, but I'm saying there's some serious flaws there. She comes from Syracuse, New York with issues, and she pretty much ran up out of there. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't doing her job. So the same behavior she had in Syracuse, New York, she brought that here. So all I'm saying is, if you sisters, you Deltas, all I'm saying, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how it's done. But all I'm saying, y'all sisters need to pull her, have a meeting, pull her, and let her know, sister, tighten up, do your job, or fly right, or fly on. You know what I mean? I don't know how y'all need to do it. But all I'm saying now is y'all need to step up, because to be personally honest with you, when I found that out, that she was in a sorority and all of that, I'm like, oh, well, that don't look too good. Because if the sororities and fraternities are about education, and this lady right here, to me, and all the community, you can't sit here and tell the people that they don't see what they don't see. And what we see is that you're not doing your job. And as I said before, I was in her presence twice, and I watched, and I seen the way that, I knew then, but I was pulled away doing other things, but I've noticed then, I said, this woman doesn't know. I don't think she really knows what to do. I got that feeling then 3 years ago. Okay? So all I'm saying right now is, I'm calling out the Deltas. And I'm saying to y'all right now, I don't know how y'all do it, but all I'm asking you ladies is to step up and pull your sister's coat. Fix your sister crown, because it's crooked. That's what I'm saying to y'all right now. Pull your sister and let her know she need to fly right. Spiritually, on a spiritual level, if you want to think about it, you've been given a second chance. You ran out of, Syracuse, you ain't do right there. You come here, you get a chance here and everything. And you still, what I've read from Syracuse, you're doing the same thing. So I'm reading you, and I'm seeing that you're doing the same thing that they complained about, Miss Contreras. They complained about this same behavior in Syracuse, and I'm wondering why the freaking board members are sitting here like, are you people, what the freak is wrong with you people? And the question starts to be, well, how much more money she gave you? Okay? Because I'm trying to understand something here. And some of you board members, you guys been sitting on city council to the board, to the school board, and I'm trying to wonder, you've been in this community, okay? Why are you guys continuing to behave this way? Why are you continuing to do the community this way? And why don't you board members, why are you guys don't go into the community, into these schools? Why do these schools have to invite you into them? You should, how are you representing a school that you don't even go into? You don't even know what's going on. You don't even know the things that they may need unless they send in emails consistently to you. So why are you guys just not making that your duty to go around to these schools and meet these children, meet these parents? Why are you not making it your duty? That's your job. You're not doing your job. Okay, prime example. So, everyone shops in Walmart, right? I want to, well, you do, because Walmart makes a lot of money. So, if you go on Walmart, and and you go in there and they're out of stock. They out of stock of a lot of products that you may use and people use, period. They may be out of stock on a lot of things, okay? How are you going to feel? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're gonna be calling and sending emails and everything, right? Because they're out of stock. You consistently go in there, and the things that you're searching for are not there. Never. There's nothing. The shelves is empty every time. What are you gonna do? You're gonna call somebody. You're gonna address the manager, right? You're gonna want to find out, hey, why is it certain items not on the shelf? Every time I come, it's just empty right here. What are you out of it? What are you discontinued it? What's going on? And they're like, well, yeah, sometimes, yeah. Just like that, no real answer. What are you gonna do? You either gonna stop going there, right? Or what are you gonna do? You're gonna take it up a notch. You're gonna go and you're gonna send emails to the corporate, right? Because you're not getting the answers that you need to get ground level. So that's how we as parents are feeling. You know, us concerned parents anyway. See, what I do understand is what's gonna happen is a lot of parents, their child gonna go, they're gonna start raising questions the day of. And see, that's what I believe that you guys, y'all think all the parents. I think the board, I think Sharon Contreras, I think they all think all the parents or think like they're last minute thinkers. That's what I think you guys think. I really do. I think see what's going to happen is going to be a lot of parents on the 16th, August the 16th. There's going to be a lot of parents that they're going to then be waging questions then when they come to drop their child off, and then they don't really know who their child teacher is. You know, I think that's that's when a lot of questions are going to be waged, or that maybe if that bus don't come pick their child up on time and they might forgot this bell, they didn't even know the bell system is a different bell system and all of that. See, it's going to be a lot of different, it's going to be a lot of questions, but all I'm saying is we all know the first day of school and everything, it's like, you know, we coming off of vacation, you got to get back in, you know, the swing of things, right? So you know that first day back is going to be always some little bumps. But you guys are making a whole freaking construction problem out of this thing. This shit is going to be total chaos because you guys at the board and the superintendent of schools, you guys don't talk enough. You just don't talk enough. And I don't know it's because you just don't know enough or you just don't care. Whatever one is it out of the two, if it's even if it's both of them, it's bad, all bad. It's all bad. That's all I'm gonna say. But that is what I pose. I pose uh, the Sigma Delta Theta Sorority sisters. What I'm asking is to pull your sister, Sharon Contreras. Pull her. However y'all do y'all meetings, if y'all do to me, y'all need to pull her. Fix her crown. Talk to her. This ain't right, man. You know, and if you're in the education system, if you're a teacher and you're a Delta, you definitely should be pulling your sister. You know, I don't understand. You know, because I'm not alone in this. There's a lot of other parents. There's a lot of teachers. I get the emails, man. It's a lot of parents. There's a lot of teachers. Everybody's confused about what's going on. Don't know what's going on. I understand some people are scared to speak up and say certain things. I get it, but to a certain extent, I don't. And then that's why there's a shortage of teachers, because they're just not with the BS. You know, some people ain't with the BS. Some people just like, look, I'm out of here. I ain't got time for this. You know, last year COVID was enough, and the way things, the communication was all off. You know, Contreras last school year said, okay, we're gonna start back school on Monday. You know, so the school start back on Monday. Then on Tuesday or Wednesday, she's pulling them out back home for remote learning. So it was just a lot of unbalance. People, they're acting like they're just out of teachers. No, a lot of teachers left. They got tired. Let's remember that. A lot of teachers left because they got tired of the BS. They wasn't with it. They wasn't gonna do it. You know. And then you had to think about mentally what was going on with the COVID, and then on top of this situation of you not having no real communication going on with your boss. The boss is not sending down no, you know, and then it's just this off balance. And we have to remember as well, these teachers they're not robots. They have families as well. So they have to move. Like if the job is keeping them ways off balance, they have children. They got to pick up their own children from school as well, or daycare. They have family too, man. You know, so we have to often remember that as well. And that's like with anybody. If you work in a job, and especially, you know, if you work in a job, and it's just a lot of times, most of us, if you know, when we have control of things, and when we're not just taking a job because we have to do it, when most of us, when we have control of our careers, we're picking the career, we're doing this career, and and this career fits our lifestyle. The scheduling and everything, it fits our lifestyle. We can work with this, you know, if you guys get where I'm going. So when things start to be a little off balance and you don't see no light at the end of the tunnel, you have to go, because you're like, okay, I have my family. This thing is a circle. The way, you know, this thing can't break. If it breaks, then it's gonna mess up the other dynamics within my lifestyle. So, although my career fits my lifestyle, but if I start getting breaks in that, where it's causing confusions in the other part of my life, I have to move. And see, that's where people, well, most companies or businesses, they don't understand. Like, you are human. You are human. You know what I'm saying? And you have a life. Your life don't just consist of what you do for them. You have a life outside. So what I'm saying is, there are teachers that left because they felt like, okay, I can't do this. This is unstable. I got other things. I got to think about my family as well. I got to figure it out. You know, so let's not act like they're just down teachers because a lot of teachers retired. No, they got tired of the BS. So God bless to all the teachers that's still standing in there, standing strong, and fighting through it. And God bless y'all in this upcoming school year. God bless these children. God bless these parents. God bless everybody involved. I still send my blessings to the board members that they'll wake up, and to Miss Sharon Contreras as well. I send my blessings to her as well, because Lord knows you need it, and they need the board members. You need it, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna be blessed. The board members or Sharon Contreras, you ought to do a job for God's children. I'm gonna say that again. You ought to do the job for God's children. And until you do that job right, guys ain't gonna be blessed, man. You know what I mean? You gotta do the job. You gotta do the job. These children are innocent, so whatever you guys' issues and problems is, you guys need to fix them. And everybody involved is held accountable. And either it's accountability, and you guys are held accountable for what you do. The same way as a student can be held accountable for their actions in the school system, and as teachers and everybody is held accountable, you guys are held accountable too, you board members, and Sharon Contreras as a superintendent of Guilford County Schools. You're held accountable. Accountability. Stop patronizing us, the students and the parents. Stop patronizing the teachers. Stop playing these games of a dictator, Miss Sharon Contreras, and be the secretary to the board as they hired you to be, because that's what the superintendent is. You are a secretary of the board, and you are to do a job. And board members, you hired her to do a job. If she's not doing the job, then let her go. When in history has the employee told the employer what to do? When? I'm going to say another thing before I wrap. We often talk about things like we always wonder, like, well, white America, like, when it comes to, if you you don't hear these issues when if this was a whole different county where it was like predominantly white, like, I mean, even if this city was just like one of the cities, like it was a smaller city and just predominantly white, Sharon Contreras would be out of here. She would be out of here. But you see, we get people like this that are come into a black community and feel like they could just continue to keep doing what the freak they do and doing what they want to do, and they don't gotta answer us. As I told y'all and explained to y'all before about the Broad Academy, they when I read all of that to you, and you can go back and look at the videos and catch up if this your first time tapping in with us here at Space Invaders TV. The Broad Academy, which Sharon Contreras and I will last week, that's another thing I forgot. Yes, I did do the research. She is an alumni of the Broad Academy. I said I wasn't for sure because a lot of the things, that the way she was handling things was kind of like their motto, but yeah, she is. You could go to the Broad Academy and you will see her as an alumni. Let me see here. Let me make sure. Yeah. Like the Broad Academy, Miss Sharon Contreras is an alumni of that. She did come up under that program. And Broad Academy likes to insert themselves in the urban community. When you read it on their website, just go back and look at my old videos and you'll understand what I'm talking about right now. Those of my followers, they know what I'm talking about. They get it. So if this is your first time, go back, because I don't want to confuse what I'm talking about right now. So go back and look at the old videos, catch up, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You can just go back and look at the last video from last week, or the last two videos, if you want, and you will understand, you know. But yeah, the Broad Academy, they like to insert themselves in the urban community for whatever reason, like, and it ain't a good reason, you know what I mean? And they, you know, they paid their way to get into Yale, you know, to become part of Yale's management, school of management. They don't look at education as education. They look at they like to groom superintendents for schools, and they like to look at running a school as management. Like it's a management. Like, no, it's education. You can't confuse the two. You have to educate the people. You're not. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. Like, that's not even like that isn't even what you know. But it's all special interest groups and what they like. They this education reform and the way they want to think, and uh and I feel like it's all about keeping the students illiterate to what, and uninformed to the things that's really going on in the world. Is a whole bigger agenda that I don't want to get into right now. It's a whole bigger agenda. This ain't no conspiracy theory. All who have been following me know exactly what I've been talking about. And as I said, if you're new, you could go back and watch the previous videos that I put up so far talking about the Guilford County school system, and I talk about the Broad Academy. And Sharon Contreras is an alumni of the Broad Academy. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm saying is thank you for watching, and thank you for the emails and everything. If you want to email me, if you haven't had the email, it's Space Invaders, SPYCEINVADERZ @yahoo.com. Email me any questions, information you may have. You can stay anonymous. You don't have to tell me your name. I'm not about putting people's names out here for anything. But you know, feel free to do that. Leave me messages here on a YouTube channel here. Feel free. This is a non-judgment zone. I'm not about like yelling into the camera and calling people out of their names and anything. I'm just stating the facts, and this is what I do. Is open forum, especially when we talk about this topic here. You can feel free to talk, because obviously it's a lot of people within the education system here in this county that are feeling tied up, like they can't talk, and I can only imagine how that feels to work. That's stressful, where it's like you don't have an open door policy. You can say things and no one's listening. These people think they above you, when on paper you're above, but you're really not. The boots on the ground is these educators in these classrooms, these students, us parents. We can get all of you out of there. We can get all of you out of there, especially today. We can get you out of there. And the only thing I'm trying to do is motivate and talk and give knowledge. You know, nobody really knows me. I've been around, but nobody really knows me. So you tapping in and you listening and you feeling and you understanding what I'm saying. And I'm giving you I'm giving you the places where you could go fact check me. I'm not just talking about things. I'm letting you fact check me and everything. So what I'm saying is legit, the things that I bring to you. So you know that I'm not BSing you guys. And so it's steps, you know, that I know that has to be taken. But I'm here for it. But I don't want to continue to just keep talking about it. You know, because I spent 2 months talking about and bringing everybody up to speed and talking about things to the, you know, it's like, where do we go from here now? Where do we go? So what I've done, like I've said early on, change.org. I created a StudentLivesMatter petition on change.org. You go to change.org, type in if you want to search for the petition, It's Student Lives Matter. And I've put it out there to I got the governor tagged on it, the education, secretary of education, the legislators. I've got them all tagged on that. And how you can help out is you share that page. You share it with the people you know and encourage them to share it. Other parents, you encourage other parents to share it. You know, that's one way you want to stay anonymous. Share. Go there and support and share. We here for these students. We can't continue to allow people like this, like Sharon Contreras, these board members, to continue to sit in our face and play with us and play with our children. I don't know about you, but I don't like nobody playing with my child. I ain't having that, you know. And I don't like nobody trying to play my face like I'm like, you know, like maybe I don't have the degree you have, but let's be clear here. Ain't nothing ignorant or illiterate about me, you know. So I don't appreciate that, you know. I don't appreciate these folks playing games. It's a new day, and we are responsible for our children. And we have to protect our children. And we have to protect our children from people like this. We can't continue to allow them to sit and play these games. You either do your job or get out. And we have that control. We cannot allow these people to make us think we don't have that control to get each and every last one of them up out of there. You know what I mean? Because first and foremost, if you sit on the board and you ain't even stepped in the classroom, then you definitely ain't doing your job. You haven't stepped into not a school in your district. You definitely need to get up out of there. Because what is your purpose? What purpose do you serve? That's like that's like I can't even explain that. I can't even explain no other job where you don't, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. That's like having a trash man just not picking up the trash. He's the trash man, but he just sits at the dump all day. They don't come out and do no trash, but he's the trash man. That's like somebody working in a burger joint and they don't flip burgers. Like, they work in the back in the kitchen, but they just don't want to flip the burgers. Well, why are you in the burger joint? You know? That's like you working in a car wash and don't want to wash a car, but you at the car wash. Like, you there. You come every day because you don't want to wash cars. It just doesn't make sense. Like, how is this even possible? How could you be on a board and don't go into the schools that you're supposed to be representing? Like, they have to offer you in. They have to invite you in. And I can imagine how many of them probably invited you and you never show up. And then we have Sharon Contreras, like, what's your deal? Like I said, she was out of here. I really had been extra off, but I extra off when I found out she was trying to, when she had her bid in for the Secretary of Education within the Biden administration. When the news put that out there, I was like, yeah, during the height of COVID, during last year, they put this out. Like, really? Like, you ain't doing nothing here. You don't think they checking your resume? Now, Guilford County schools might have not cared and checked your resume too well, or they knew or didn't care. But the government damn sure gonna check your resume. And if they see that you've been, come on now. But see, that's the level of ignorance someone like her has. See, she thinking she just gonna keep on going because she got here and they're allowing it. See, that's why I said the Deltas, I don't know how y'all do it, but grab your sister, fix her crown, pull her, have a meeting, let her know, straighten up, or fly right. That's all I'm saying. I'm calling, I can see it. That Link Inc. that she's part of, these prominent people based out of DC, that group you're part of, do y'all know that she's not doing her job here for the education, the betterment of the students, or nobody cares? the Deltas, the Link Inc. Nobody cares? Let us know. I don't think so. You know, things that I don't know about this Link Inc. I had never heard of them until I did my research. So then I was like, okay, so I can imagine with these prominent people, okay, yeah. I don't want to stereotype, so I'm gonna keep it to myself. But the Deltas, the sororities and fraternities, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Now I know, you know, the little I do know, I know they're about education, both sides, fraternities and sororities. So I'm like, okay, somebody has to say something. We can't, if we don't check ourselves, we can't get mad when somebody else, the opposite, checks our people. So we got to start checking ourselves, man. We can't keep dancing around and acting like everything cool. We got to start checking ourselves. We do more harm to ourselves than the opposite, just as well as the opposite. The same freaking thing that the opposite does, we do it to ourselves. We do it to ourselves. Think about it. All I'm saying, man, that's it. That's my time. And once again, everybody, thank you for following. Continue to share. Tell a friend and tell a friend. But right now, what I'm opposing right now is, for one, I got the Student Lives Matter petition up on change.org. You go to change.org, type in Student Lives Matter, and share that petition around, okay? I got the governor on there, the Secretary of Education, legislators on there that I got tagged to it. So let's get these people and any other prominent people that you know that are in higher positions yourself, share it with them, you know. And let's get this word out here. We got to try somewhere. Try again. You know, like I said, I want to start a march, you know, a nice peaceful march for these students, and I want to have the students involved in it in Guilford County. But if I don't see any, you know, I can't do these things by myself. So, yeah. Continue to share this, you know, the Space Invaders TV page here on YouTube. Continue to share it, get it out there to your folks. It's all about respect here. I just speak on local and national events. I don't touch on entertainment. That's not my thing. I'm in the entertainment, but I'm not touching on it. It's not, you know, it's enough people talking about those things, and I just don't feel like that's conducive to, you know, my life. You know, I can't follow that every day. You know what I mean? It's not healthy for me. Like, it's not doing anything. You know what I mean? For me, and it's not doing anything for anybody. So it's like, yeah, to each his own. That's to chase someone else's entertainment, to chase their life every day, waiting for something to happen. I'm not, you know, that's not my thing. So yeah, so what I talk about is a lot of local, national, world issues, you know, bringing things to light that people may not know. But for the last 2 months, I've been compelled to talk about the Guilford County Schools education system because I'm a parent of a child here in the Guilford County school system. So, you know, there's no other ulterior motive. That is my motivation, my child and the other children here. And feeling like people trying to take advantage of these children, you know, and playing the faces of these parents, and just wanting more parents to wake up that are not woken. To wake up is something serious going on here, and you gotta wake up. So peace and blessings to you all. It's all about Student Lives Matter, folks. Until next time, this your guy Rashawn, aka Looker. Peace and blessings.